Okay, this video is going to kind of be a little bit backwards, I guess. Like I said, we'll show us doing it first, what it did, and then how we built it. So, but yeah, so if you ever want to put like just an automatic with a 3 on the tree and want to do it, we'll say on the cheap, like this, you just basically, this is one way to do it. You can get the proper grommets from Dan Chuck and that, but that way the bronze, it'll outlast me. It's just regular 660 bronze. So yeah, that's one way to do it. As I said, if you're gonna have the old bushings like this with the old grommets, they're finished. So you can see them just kind of just walk around and do nothing. So, but yeah, I hope you like it. Hopefully this thing is on the road here in the next week or two. Hopefully before the snow flies. Okay, so this is what we're doing today here. The old shifter bushing, sometimes it would kind of pop in and out of here. It was all foobar. It's supposed to be a grommet. It's supposed to kind of look like, I don't have the grommet here, but it's a weird sized grommet. We tried to see if we could get one of these grommets to work. It's got to be way wider here, so it's not going to work. So we came up with plan B. All I did was make a bronze bushing with a snap ring. This is going to fit into the actual shifter, because I explained this all before, didn't I? That, yeah, where it goes. So we're going to do that instead of putting that, and then the shift rod goes into there. This is probably, originally it was 625. I made this, whatever, 622, 623, so it should just be a nice fit in there. If we're a little tight on here, I can always open that up a couple more thou, or just touch it up on the shift rod. But yeah, I'll crawl underneath there and we'll put her in. Hey Chris, I got a good line for you. Oh, I wasted my life.
I'll bet I get blamed for this. But Aquaman, you cannot marry a woman without gills. You're from 2 different worlds. Oh, I've wasted my life.
I should really clean this shit out of the way. No, I'm trying not to swear today, but oh well. Yeah, so no, it's working terrible. So I don't know if Derek can get that or not. That's where it's going, right up here. So what we'll do, if I can get my hands to work in here. Let's see. Come on. Might have to use both hands. A smarter person would have did this when the engine was out. But I don't know, whatever. Okay. Shit. Come on, you. Probably should have test fitted this first. Hey, Chris, is there any possibility for you just to move the shifter up slightly? Oh, there you go. Never mind. I got it. Okay, so that fits in there. So now, if I get the snap ring up in here. Now the snap ring's probably redundant because it comes right up to the shifter's going to get caught in there anyways by the cotter pin, like the bushing. But we'll see how this is going to work here now. I think I can push that up. Let's see. If not, this thing might have to go in as a unit. We'll see if I can get it lined up. Oh, no, I got her. So that's 10 times better now. So I just got to put a cotter pin in there. It rolls nice and tight, like no real free. There's a little bit of lost motion in there, but I like that. So that's definitely improved it. So yeah, so what we have to do, here's the original shifter on here for a Turbo 350. This came off. I honestly got to find where the one was off the other transmission. I don't know if we're going to use that or modify it, because how he had it here, he had it tacked onto here. I'm going to maybe try to make it, even if I got to use EDM at work, just to wire a new one up, because like a double D bracket. So, but yeah, so I just got to throw the cotter pin in it. That's somewhere underneath here. I dragged it, but oh well. But yeah, so that should definitely tighten it up though. So hopefully that solves a lot of the goofy shifting this thing had, because sometimes you go to shift it, you get it into reverse, but it wouldn't go from reverse down to drive, so you'd have to go back into park and then kind of slam it down. And I was always worried one day you're going to be in the middle of nowhere, you go to do it and the damn thing's not going to do it. You could always go underneath it and manually do it, of course, but you need 2 people at that point, or a big block of wood. So yeah, so I think that's probably going to be it for today. I got to find my damn cotter pin. Oh well. Couldn't have gone too far. Sorry, folks, for such a crappy. Oh, there it is, for such a crappy video. Hui. Might need another longer pair of pliers to do this. I don't know. I'm wondering if I should use a spring clip on this. Oh, I got it in there. So I just need a screwdriver to split that open, and that'll be that. There we go. Now we go through the full range of motion. It'll be right there. I like that. Truthfully, this car, I never put it down into first. I usually just always throw it into drive. So that'll be fine. So if you ever want to do a modification to put a 3 on a tree just running just standard standard automatic transmission, that's the way to do it there. Easier doing the motors out though. I don't know if you can see here, it's cut on the one lever's cut just out of the way, just so it's gone. Yeah, so that'll be good. Doing some almost housekeeping on this thing. The shifter, that's what's left of the grommet on it. How the shifter works on this, because originally this was a 3 on the tree car, it's locked in one gate. So you just up and down for your, since it's an automatic and it's a turbo 350. But with that thing so bad, sometimes it would kind of jump in between, like it would bind almost in between gears. So I said, I'm going to make a new one out of bronze. I just got in the little lathe there. We'll make a new bushing out of bronze today. Also, another issue with this car, what we kind of always had, and I know when Brent did it, I can see why he did it, is the idler arm was very, very tight. Well, sorry, not the idler arm. The center link was very tight to the oil pan. So the idler arm actually dropped down 1/2 inch. So I'm going to make a spacer for that. I'll get this done first. And he was actually nice enough and came over last Monday. And he found out why this thing wouldn't fire up. It is to do with, I guess, the vats. I wasn't here. Corey was here. I was at work. But the Tahoe the motor came out of, we grabbed the computer off of that. He put that computer on here. He said fire it up just like that. They fired up, 4 or 5 times. Says it ran good. So he took the computer home. He's going to reprogram it. I don't honestly know if he has to come back, if he has to reprogram it again. But I'm hoping he comes out this week. Corey's been talking to him. So that was nice of him to come out and do it. So I guess him and his lady friend came out. So that's just a couple of like piddly shit just to get done on this thing. But oh, it's just too hot. Just no motivation today. No motivation whatsoever. But yeah, I want to get the shifter done. I might even change a little bit how we hook the shifter up to the transmission there. I might make a little slightly different bracket up for that. But like I said, this is more a little housekeeping junk on here. But we know the motor runs. Better have good oil pressure, got a new oil pump. So it's that's what turned out to be why it wasn't running. He wondered if we had welded on this car. Truthfully, we never even welded on this car. What caused the computer to crap out. Because after the crash, it did fire up. I remember we did fire it up because that's when we found out the problem. Because there's the motor there that came out of it. The back of the block is cracked. And that's when we found all the crap happened. I remember we fired it up. But why it happened, I do not know. Hope it doesn't happen again. But yeah, so we'll get this done today. And I don't know how much else we're going to get done today.
Probably not much, but there's a few little things, like there's an O2 sensor I think you have to...
Oh yeah, the 102 sensor right outside the turbo there. We took a wrench and just literally, it disintegrated the threads on it on the O2 sensor, so that's got to get changed.
Yeah, so little maintenance things, housekeeping things, just to get it better.
Yeah.
And more reliable. Since the front suspension's been done.
Yeah, needs to go for an alignment.
Yeah. And maybe get to parts of the interior possibly.
Yeah, I'd like to maybe do this in the wintertime. I think I'd like to actually do the interior properly because it is in decent shape. I'm waffling on when we do the door panels right now. But it needs a headliner. Like luckily Corey's got that parts car. We can rob the bows out of that. I'd like to actually, these guys are decent upholstering seats. Get a seat kit for redo the seats, do the carpet nice. But I'm still waffling on what to do with the door panels because I said they're not new, but they're not bad. Like for a driver, like I said, this car's just always going to be a driver. It's not a show car. It's just something you want to get in and drive. So, waffling what to do with that, but I would like to redo the interior though. Hook a Speedo. The Speedo's the other thing because I said the Speedo cable is wrapped around. So I got to change the Speedo cable on this thing.
Right.
Because the Speedo has literally worked for 2 seconds in this car. Me and Derek were on the road. I crapped it out before and we'd hooked it up there. So it needs a Speedo cable changed. But just lots of piddly shit.
Yeah, well, soon. It's getting closer.
Yeah, because same thing. Summer's winding down. It's already the 10th today, 10th of July.
11th.
It's the 11th today. I've already lost a day. Oh, it's Sunday today.
Sunday.
Shit, all my days are screwed up. It's Sunday today. But yeah, we were just rambling here. We should get back to work and do something. But yeah, so we'll get that bushing made up. It's going to be a little bit of a bastard bushing. I'm just going to make, the original one was a grommet that went in there. Same old story. Can't get up in Canada here, and I'm not going to wait the week to ship it up. Shipping, the bushing you can buy for like $5 off a Dan Chuck, but it'll probably be like $20 to ship it up. Or so I'm just going to make some of the brass with a shoulder and a snap ring and call it good. If I ever have real big problems, sometime when I'm down in the States, I'll pick one up. But yeah, so that's what we'll get done today. Probably film showing putting it in. But yeah, so.
Well, I'm sure you're making it for the most part. People seem to like the little lathe.
Yeah, the old Southbend. It's a World War II vintage Southbend lathe. My journeyman before I started, they rebuilt it. They redid the ways on it. So this is just turning the main for the shoulders, and it'll be 5/8 for the ID there. I'm lazy. I just like grinding chip grinders. Corey doesn't have a silicon carbide wheel in here to grind carbide, so. Do a little cleanup cut on that. This tolerance isn't fussy, it's just the OD of the shoulder. Okay, I guess I gotta go underneath there and see how wide that part is. Oh man, I'm gonna crawl underneath here again. Fudge. That didn't sound good. Now, I'm not going crazy tight on any of the tolerances here because originally, even like the original steel was probably 10 thou loose on it. Like there's nothing crazy tight, so I'm not going to make anything super duper tight. It's just to make it a little bit better. Because I said before, it fell apart, so it was a 5/8 hole with a 5/16 bushing, so it'd get up in there and cock and jam. So I'm going to probably drill, I think with about a 3/16 drill, maybe even 3/20. We'll see. If I got to take it back out and touch it up, that's no big deal. Like I said, I'm not reaming it or nothing. The drill's a thou or two oversized, could care less. I'm just grab the shift rod underneath the car there and see how it fits in there and see if I gotta bump it up a little bit more. But like I said, originally even the steel bush that goes on here, it has a little bit of slop in there, so. We'll go a little bit, it's just not catching in there, so we'll go a little bit bigger. No, that's going to be too tight. That's going to give me nothing but problems. I'll go grab one size bigger and we'll make it fit. Or your old air oil can you're going to use.
Yeah, guess what that is? It's a homemade beehive oil filter. Made, there's a, you can stick a pH 8 in there. It's missing the tube, but you just need a double-ended threaded pipe thread. And that's where the in out goes. All made on a lathe and a milling machine here. The only thing we didn't finish the bottom for it. Originally, Derek was making this for my Hudson Terraplane, but then we found out, well, it's too damn big, so now it's ornament. So I don't think it'll ever get finished, but
Just dirty.
But yeah, homemade beehive oil filter.
Someone's interested, let us know.
It's very heavy. It's heavier than probably a cast one that you can make, but this is solid aluminum. It was made out of a solid block, and this was just bored out by Derek and grooved, and even made the little brass handle on top.
Just never finished it.
Never finished, and we test fitted it on my Terraplane. It was like way too big for the look of the car, so it didn't get finished. But that was my dream of having one of these on the car, but
Not that
no,
one.
not this one.
I can let her go. Yeah, I know what people are going to say. You should use some sort of lubricant, and you are 100% right. I am just too lazy, and today, frankly, I don't give a shit. I'm going to swear. Oh, she's starting to go. I think I can probably just file that little bit where the burr is, and she'll go for that. Because I just, I wonder if that's going to be because I can get it all the way in, but I wonder if I should still make that a little bit looser.
I would.
Because that's, I mean, I got a fair amount there, but you're going like that.
It might need.
My else concern is you're going to get rust over there too. Yeah. Over time, it's just basically going to make it one solid piece. I wonder if I just make it, like I said, you don't want it, it's the same thing. You want it slop. Well, it's getting better now. I wonder if I just even file a little bit off of here just to basically file it around. Because you see where it's touch on the highs. Mm-hmm. Just kind of file that.
Oh, I don't know.
Because I said,
Yeah.
I think as it comes down, I think it switches the angle a little bit. That's why originally the grommets were never that tight, because you do need a little bit of slop. But I think I'll just file that down a bit, and I think if I got to open it up, I'll open it up. Well, I just got to cut a snap ring groove now. Are you still filming? Or?
Mm-hmm.
So, what I did is I hope I can find it here, for the top notch, at number 3, and number 4, I milled them down to run just for mostly doing snap ring grooves and on this little lathe and that here. Just milled it way down. I mean, for doing this little lathe, it's fine, because I got a quick change tool post on it, so.
Now,
okay, just line this up. And I want about, it's give or take like 225, the thickness of the steel, and it's worn, so I mean, like I said, again, I don't want to make these things ridiculously tight, so I think I'm going to probably go about 235. I'll give myself about 10 thou. And honestly, if it's 15 thou, I'm not going to worry about it. Like I said, it's nice sometimes working on stuff that's not super fussy. Like I work a lot of times, we work on stuff down to the tenths, and I knock thous down to the tenths. This, if it's out a couple thou, what does it matter? If it worked with 3/8 of a clearance, you think a couple of thou it's going to care. Okay. Let's see. 40. Okay. Now, I left the snap ring next door, didn't I?
I thought you...
Did I bring it? Oh, my mind is just gumbo today. Okay, I misplaced the snap ring. Damn if I remember where I put it. Let's see how she fits. There we go. So I like that. Gap's good. That ain't gonna go nowhere. So now we'll part it off and do a test. Put a couple of chamfers and do a test on it.
Find your tool.
Yeah, I think this one will just make it. If not, I can fudge it over a bit. It's not the one I wanted, but I think I can make it work. It's not even supposed to cool down tonight. The low, I think, is like damn near 80. Ooh. You have people, especially in, we'll say, the more warmer climates, are just laughing. They're saying lightweight people aren't used to this heat. And damn well, you're right, we're not used to this heat. Okay, we'll go right there for a wall. Should be fine. See what happens. I'm just going to move here in a second so we have a file. Break that edge. And below center, but there she goes. One bushing. So I'll just get a deburring tool. I said yet again, I should have one here, but I don't. That's basically just a flange bushing. This guy will fit in here. Can't remember which way it goes. I got to see, but either go this way or the other way. And then there's just a pin that goes in there. So it should just make it good. If I have to put another washer in there just to hold it, I'd rather have a little bit of leeway just in case. I think as this thing actually moves, like as you move it down, I think it almost moves on the other axis. Like it moves this way slightly. So I think that should just be a little bit loose. I made it I made like 627. So that should just be enough. But yeah, I'll get this deburred. We'll crawl underneath and we'll try to put it in. I gotta grab a deburring tool to deburr that. So like that, we'll probably stop the video there. If you like it, yeah, please like, link, and subscribe. That'll be it for now.